Hey, what up, y'all? This is your boy Ken. You're watching The View from the Game. Thank you for tuning in. If you're on Instagram, you watch me live. I am the actual man behind the Instagram. Yes, I do answer my DMs. When you DMing me. Hey, but check this out, man. While I got your attention, make sure you go get my book, The 48 Laws of Game. That's right, The 48 Laws of Game. You can get it at audible.com. All you got to do is type my name, Pimpin' Ken. When you get to audible.com, and this book, as well as my other book, The Art of Human Chess. This is the book everybody's talking about. This is the book that your daddy should have taught you about. Everything that your daddy didn't teach you the game, it's in this book right here. In The Art of Human Chess, a study guide to win, teach you how to maneuver, teach you how to finesse, teach you how to play chess, teach you how to outsmart your enemy. You got to get my books, classics. Hey, man, also, man, make sure you subscribe, like, and make sure you let everybody know through notification where to come and get this joint at by sharing. And also, I am also the proprietor and the owner of HHF Mag, HHF Clothing, HHF Awards, and HHF Radio. Hey, man, stay tuned, man, and go to thehiphopfraternity.com and check us out. And every Monday, we're at the Ice Bar. That's right, 5456 Fayetteville Road, Atlanta, Georgia. Every artist get in free. Every A&R get in free. Every executive get in free. Everybody is free. Artists get to perform for free, and you get to park for free. The only free game in town. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Ken Ivey, a.k.a. Pimpin' Ken. You're watching my podcast, The View from the Game. Once again, I'd like to have distinguished guests, and I'll let him introduce himself. I know y'all probably seen him on YouTube. He do the street credit. He pull up on you with the street credit. But let them know who in the house today. Give him a little background.
All right, so what's going on, guys? If you don't know who I am, my name is Doreen Delavante, your favorite consumer law expert. I teach people how to repair, rebuild, restore their own credit using consumer law. I'm also the CEO and founder of the first consumer law-based credit repair software, Consumer Law Dispute.ai, that for $1, guys, for $1, credit repair, it don't got to be expensive. For $1, you can start fixing your credit today, get a 14-day trial. If you don't like it, just cancel. But there's absolutely no excuse why you should have bad credit. So I teach people how to repair, rebuild, restore their own credit, and I crack the code to make credit repair easy from the comfort of your own home. You don't even have to go outside to mail out a single dispute letter. What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
Hey, man, my pleasure, man. This is my favorite subject. Over the years, I did multiple business. Even people, they say, Ken, you do a lot of deals with a lot of corporations, but that ain't what it is. You still got to understand basic credit. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to explain what is the importance of credit and why one should have good credit.
Mm-hmm. So, like what I found out when I came here, I'm not from here. I'm Jamaican, right?
Okay, right.
So I moved here 14 years ago. Today, it's actually my anniversary. Shit. Yeah, it's my anniversary when I left Jamaica. Golly, I wasn't even thinking about it. Mm-hmm. So 14 years ago, I left Jamaica and I came here to the United States of America on a school work and travel visa. I went up north to New Hampshire, got my first job at Dairy Queen. I was a fryer cook, flipping burgers, all that great stuff, working for $7.25. Dude, I knew nothing about credit, nothing at all. But because I was on the school work and travel program, they had housing and stuff set up for me. So I didn't know that you needed credit to get somewhere to live. That's not something, because in Jamaica, you either have your money or you don't. There's no, we're going to run your credit for you to get an apartment. Right. You know somebody, you go pay for the apartment. Right. So coming over here, it was a big culture shock. Mm-hmm. Especially that the way you live, the condition of your life, where your kids go to school, where you go to work, the type of employment that you can have, and the people that's in our zip code is actually controlled by credit. See, I didn't know none of that. Okay. So it's later on I learned this stuff, right? So as I moved into settling in America, left New Hampshire, came to New York, all right, credit again. All right, what's this credit thing everybody keeps talking about? Because I've never seen it. I don't know what it is, but I can't get nothing because everything had this word credit, credit, credit. So I started looking into it. Oh, it's a three-digit number that basically controls your whole life. Mm-hmm. So I fast forward, got a job at Five Guys, right? So now I'm the fry cook. I'm killing it, right? Best fry cook on the whole line. Shout out to Five Guys. Y'all gave your boy, they gave your boy a chance, man, when I just came to New York. So I got moved up now, so I'm making $8.50 an hour, right? So I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm killing it, right? And then I'm like, you know what? I need more. So I gotten my green card, and then I said, you know what? I'm gonna join the military because I don't want to deal with this green card issue no more. I'd rather have my citizenship so I don't have to be going back to the embassy, and I just didn't want to deal with it, right? So I joined the military, got my citizenship, and then I got comfortable. I drank the Kool-Aid, all the Kool-Aid, go to school, get a job with the state or the city, save for retirement. I bought all the Kool-Aid, bro. There was none left. I drank all the Kool-Aid. And then I realized that still being in the military, well, the credit score still controlled what type of job I got. Because if your credit isn't good, you cannot get certain security clearances and you can't get certain jobs. Certain jobs in the military come with certain bonuses, like a 20,000 bonus, a 30,000. There's jobs that come with certain bonuses. I wasn't eligible because, one, I didn't know nothing about credit. My credit was trash, right? So fast forward now, all right, cool. I'm making a little bit of money now, right? I needed my first car. Went to the dealership, got denied. Flat out. Dude, no, bro, no, N-O, no. What you don't understand, the N or the O, it was just no everywhere. So I called my friend and said, yo, Kevin, why I keep getting denied for everything? He's like, my friend's Jamaican, right? So he's like, my youth, your credit no good. So I say, so how am I going to get it? And he's like, all right, you know what, Mr. Move forward. So he came now, and he was a co-signer for me. Now, at the time, I didn't know what a co-signer was, or what situation you put people in when you ask them to be a co-signer for you. Basically, they're assuming a liability on behalf of someone else if you default on it. But I didn't know. I just wanted my first car, right? So I was responsible. So I paid the car off. But dude, 2007 Nissan Altima, 75,000 miles, 18.9% interest rate, bro. It was ridiculous. I paid for that car 3 times, bro.
That's against the contract.
Oh my God. Well, if that was the case, Santander was pimping me.
Yeah, it was.
They were pimping me, because I'm telling you, bro, that was crazy. But you see, at the time, I didn't know any better.
Right.
And what happened was, I just wanted that car. It didn't matter that between the car payments for $550 and being a new driver in the state of New York, that note and insurance was $950.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. But I didn't know that. So what I was doing now, I caught myself in a trap, because now I'm working 2 to 3 overtime per week to pay for this damn car. And I'm not talking about my other living expenses and taking care of my mom and sisters back home.
Big time.
Big time. So everything that I worked, dude, I was lucky if I was saving $50, bro. It was hand to mouth. I get it. Oh, here you go. Here you go. Kept nothing, paycheck to paycheck.
When did you decide that you was going to learn about credit, and when you learned the importance of credit?
Right. So now, fast forward, right? We're in 2019. Supposed to get a job with the city, Environmental Protection Department, right? And I put in my 2 weeks notice, because now I'm active duty. So I'm making some good money now. I was like at 60, 70,000 a year. Just broke into the middle class, feeling good as a motherfucker now, right? Shit. So got into the middle class, finally thought I made it. And then the city told me that they're no longer having this position available. Mind you, I just put in 2 weeks notice 2 weeks ago.
Right.
I'm supposed to start this job in 2 weeks.
Right.
I've been training my replacement.
Right.
I went and told my commander, hey, listen, the city says they're not going to do the job anymore. And I was wondering if I could come back. He's like, you're training your replacement. We can't send him back. He quit his job. So now I'm screwed.
Now you ain't got a job.
So now they kept me for the December, and dude, I went into a dark place, man. I was angry, like, why is this happening to me? But then you see, we can't see our own corners, and when God got plans for us, we fight, we curse because we don't see it right away. But there was something bigger that I didn't see while we're here right now.
Right.
So at the barber shop, I heard my barber talk about, yo, I just bought a book for my niece. It's called Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'm like, Rich Dad Poor Dad? What kind of dumbass book is that? But that was angry me, right? I was like, what kind of dumbass book is that? You got two dads, a dumbass book. So driving home, my mind wouldn't rest. So I went on YouTube, Rich Dad Poor Dad audiobook. Dude, my whole life changed. And that's when the importance of credit and financial literacy really hit me.
Okay.
And going into end of 2019, 2020, I was deployed in Kuwait. Dude, I was reading everything. 140 books on my deployment. I was not outside doing nothing. If it's not work, PT, or something that I have to do, chow time, dude, I am not going outside. I'm reading, I'm consuming. And a lot of people, they're not willing to let the old them die for a new person to be born. So it took a year for me for that to happen. And that was throughout my deployment. And throughout my deployment now, that's when I started reading books on credit, business, real estate, self-development, every entrepreneurship, everything you can think of. I'm feeding my mind because I needed to be transformed. I needed to become a new person. And that's when I got the game and I understood what the assignment now was. Fixed my credit in Kuwait. I only had a cell phone, barely had signal, but I was able to get my first 800 credit score in Kuwait.
Okay.
Did it 3 times. I'm like, oh.
So when you say you fix your credit, what was the process?
So first thing is identifying the negative items on your credit. But in order for you to identify negative items on your credit, you need to be able to pull the reports to know what is on there,
Viral moment.
right? So first thing I did was I learned how to pull my reports. You can go to annualcredit.com and pull your reports. It's free. It's a website for the government, right? Now the thing about it is people believe that their credit score is their credit. It's not. The credit score is a separate entity from the credit. Because that now is either FICO or Vantage. FICO is Fair Isaacs Corporation. Vantage is another scoring model that the consumer reporting agencies came up with. So now, when you pull your reports from annualcreditreport.com, you will get the report itself, no scores. So now, the FICO score is completely different than the consumer report. The FICO score is an algorithm, right? It ranges from 300 to 850. So for 550 points, you fall in a category of poor credit, bad credit, good credit, excellent credit, perfect credit, right? So these are the categories. So now, on that scale...
But before you let that breathe, let me flex a little bit,
Mhm.
and I want you to tell me if I'm accurate. So if you got a Experian, a 600, and you got Equifax 700, and what's the other one?
TransUnion.
Is 800. The middle score is your FICO score, right?
No. So all of them is your FICO score,
Okay.
right? So it depends on if the lender is pulling your FICO, right? The lender is going to run the reports through the FICO algorithm that they are licensed to use. So there's FICO 2, FICO 4, FICO 5, FICO 8, FICO 9, FICO 10, and FICO 10T.
Okay.
There's different scoring
So
models.
I need some lessons. I thought I knew, so I don't know nothing, y'all.
So there's different scoring
Y'all
models
better be learning with me, Jack.
for different industries. So when you go for an auto loan, it's a different FICO score that is used. It's called FICO
Wow.
Auto.
Wow.
When you're going for a mortgage,
Man,
they
good
pull
game.
your FICO mortgage score.
Man, good
Right?
game.
When we're going for a credit card, is your FICO bank score or your credit card score that is used.
Wow.
Right?
Man, I
So
didn't know all that.
there's different ones for different reasons because the credit cards are normally revolving credit. So they want to know, they're looking at how do you pay off your bills per month,
Yeah.
right? If we're talking about an auto loan, that's an installment loan. They're looking, okay, has this person ever had a personal loan before? How do they pay their loan? Do they pay it in full? Is there a half? Are we going to have issues with this person? Mortgage, now they're looking at your overall installment loans, that how did this person use it over a period of time? But they tie to a certain credit score, but the profile must also match it. Let me explain. You might have an 800 credit score with a thin profile because you're an authorized user on somebody else's credit cards, where the age and utilization help you boost the score. But your profile doesn't support it. Then you're going to get denied. But then you got somebody with a 680 credit score with a thick profile because they've had auto loans, personal loans, right? They've had all of that, but they just might have a young year, meaning that the credit score age, the average age is less than 3 years. So they got a 680. But that don't mean they're going to get denied. When they look at the profile, everything is positive. 100% payment history. So the only thing is holding them back is the average
is
age.
Is it safe to say credit is your ability to pay your bills on time? Is that basically what you're saying?
Not paid on time, paid back on time.
Okay.
So it's not just the on time part.
Pay back on time.
Correct. Your ability to do it. So if I extend a line of credit to you, what are the chances of you making your payments when you say you're supposed to make it?
Right.
And honoring our agreement. That's basically what credit is.
So that's what it is. So if you get a car loan, you just got to pay it on time. So what is considered good credit?
Good credit is anything over 680.
680.
Right? 680, 700, 740. That's considered good credit. So in the good credit arena now, you're looking at interest rates between 3 and 7%, 3 and 8%, right? Somewhere in there. When you're at 740, 790, you're looking at like your 4% to like 2%. And then when you're like 800, 850, like you're looking at like 2%, 1%. Like, because it's about your ability and credibility. Because when you go into the definition of what the Consumer Report is, it speaks about a person's character, general reputation, mode of living. These are the words Congress used to describe your credit.
Oh, okay.
It's a reflection of you. So when an underwriter sees your report, they don't know you. But when they see your report, what is that report saying about you? And that's how they make their determination if they're going to extend credit or not.
So what is the three major bureaus and what is their purpose?
Right. So you use the word right now, bureau. What if I told you there was never a credit bureau and a credit bureau does not exist?
Tell me, man. Tell me about it.
All right. When we think of the word bureau, what do you think?
Police.
Police, right?
Government.
Now, government, right? All right. So there's a term called double language. A lot of people don't know about it. Rich people know about it. Banking people know about it. Politicians know about it. Double language is saying something when you mean something else. So how do we trick the population? We misinform them by using double language. So bureau is associated with government and governmental institutions. TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, they are consumer reporting agencies. They are not bureaus. When you look at the definition of what they are, the FCRA, which is the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the law that governs how these entities operate, their definition is a consumer reporting agency. The only bureau ever mentioned.
So they just keep the score.
Say again?
They just keep score.
Not the score. I'm going to tell you about the score too in a minute. They
I'm talking
keep
about
the information.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Keep the score. Like
So
they keep.
So they compile the information, right? But in the 90s, there's a company called Fair Isaacs Corporation, FICO. They came up with an algorithm that takes the information the consumer reporting agencies store, it puts it in, and it spits out a risk score, which is what we call the credit score. And from 300 to 850, this risk score determines if you're going to get approved or denied, or if you're going to be a victim of subprime lending when you have these subprime lenders come in and hike the interest rate up, or you're going to get favorable interest rates. It's crazy.
You said a lot, so it's going to be a lot for my audience to pack, right? But for a beginner, a person who never had credit, what is the best way for them to establish good credit?
Well, know what's on the profile first.
Okay.
Because if there's negative items on there, because I'm not sure if this was going on when you were growing up, but what I've seen kids with collections, charge-offs, late payments, all these things because adults, family members put utility bills and stuff in their names, right? A cell phone here, a cable bill there, the Verizon here, this there. Every kid got a bill.
Yes.
And then these bills don't get paid. And then the kid grows up now with these negative and derogatory items on their credit. Or it could be a situation where no credit is established because no lines were ever extended. So depending on where they fall on the spectrum, whether they were a victim of identity theft or parents open up lines of credit, which is still identity theft, we're talking about the deletion process. They need to delete the negative items. Then now, to rebuild it, we want to talk about secured lines of credit, like secured credit cards, secured loans, auto loans, stuff like that. Those build profiles, and they can establish their own parameters. Now, at the same time, let's say they got a rich uncle like you, right? And you have amazing credit, and you have great credit cards with great limits. You can now put your nephew or your niece as an authorized user, and they can piggyback off.
That's how they repair it.
Yeah, so they piggyback now off of you to get your age, the history, all of that great stuff. So now that helps their profile to be approved. So now when they go out to establish their own lines of primary, they can get them.
So is having credit better than having cash?
Absolutely. When
Explain.
cash means when it's done, it's done. Well, you can convert cash into credit,
Oh, okay.
right? By opening secured lines, and they use the cash as collateral. The thing about credit is revolving, right? So when you use it, pay it back, it's right there for you to use again.
Oh.
When your cash is gone, it's gone.
It's gone.
You gotta go back and make some
I heard
more,
that.
baby.
Once you spend the money, it's over with. But
Right.
once you pay your bills off, you can use it over again. I personally, deal with business credit, so, I learned from Howard Schwartz that, you can do an S corporation and you do subsidiaries, then you can leverage your PG against those companies, and you can use your personal credit to leverage that, and you can get separate loans. What Howard Schwartz did was he ended up getting like a few $1 billion because he had like 2,000 Starbucks. I think he had $1 million or something off each one of them. And so where he raised $1 billion, he might have had about 1,000, $1 million of them. And he was able to leverage their money and get into the tech world. So, I think from a financial perspective, as you said, double language, business is Latin. And I don't think that we speak that language. And a lot of times people, I tell people all the time, as a corporate executive and having corporations and multiple corporations, even 501c3s and 501c8s, I tell them a lot of times, when you think about going into a bank, we're talking Dun & Bradstreet, we're talking business and corporate credit. Now you go into a bank and you say, I'm a limited liability. Banks kind of frown on that because if you say you limited, that's just like a pretty woman. If you say, I got blonde hair, blue eyes, I got a nice butt, I'm chocolate, and I got big boobs and this and that other, but we're not having any sex. That means she's limited. You know what I'm saying? So the bank look at you like, I'm not going to be in a relationship with you if you limited. I can't have an affair with you. So,
one of the reasons, and just to interject a little bit, for that is because you see when people don't have a track record, that plays into a factor. But for an established person like yourself, with years of relationship, years of doing that, where limiting the liability comes in, you'll be good. Well, you see, young people like me know that we're just coming up. We don't got a lot of traction behind us yet. Right. We're still figuring this shit out. Right. So people like us, in most cases, would have to PG, especially on certain big lines of credit. But the Steve Jobs, the Elon Musk, the Zuckerberg, these guys, they're not PG in nothing because they got that longevity. They have the companies, they have the establishment, the corporations. So what us younger people need to learn from OGs like you is relationships. Build and keep and maintain these relationships, because as you grow and as your business grows and you expand into different arenas of business, you're going to need more lines of credit.
Yes, sir.
And if you don't have that relationship, you're going to have to PG. So the strategy that you used with do you have a trust?
Yeah.
Okay, so the trust owns the LLC, which is the S Corp, and the S Corp has all the subsidiaries.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to cut you. Go ahead.
No, so we talk about FICO score, you know, Dun and Bradstreet.
Dun & Bradstreet now would be the equivalent of the FICO for the business.
But they,
Why they call it Paydex?
They do 100, right?
Correct. Paydex.
Okay.
Paydex scores.
Okay. Can you expound on that a little bit?
Not as much, because I don't venture into business credit that much. I specialize in personal credit. But what I do know about business credit is that a 80 Paydex or higher is the equivalent of a 750 to an 850 credit
That's
score.
what I deal with.
Mhm.
That's what I deal with. Okay, so what is the best monitoring company for monitoring credit?
So I personally use my Score IQ. My FICO is good because it shows you all the credit scores, all of them. The FICO 2, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 10T. It shows you all of them, right? It breaks it down and gives them to you. I do like my Score IQ because my Score IQ gives you FICO 8. FICO 8 is still widely used by a lot of lenders, right? The reason why I don't say Credit Karma is a lot of people think Credit Karma don't give correct score. It does give correct score, but for the scoring model that it uses, which is Vantage, most companies use FICO. So your Credit Karma, you wouldn't be able to take your Credit Karma and go to a bank for an approval. They're not going to take it. That's not what they use. They use my FICO.
Exactly. So is there a cap on how much personal credit you should expect?
I'm not going to say yes and I'm not going to say no. So when you apply sometimes, right, you'll apply for 10,000. They can counter and give you 8. They can counter and give you 5. But then no, in 3 to 6 months of you using those lines of credit, paying it off to like 1% or 2% and continuously doing that, and then you reapply for an extension of credit, you could get that 10 or probably even 20 because now you've demonstrated the ability to pay back.
Okay. So I had a few people who my son fixed their credit. He fixed their credit, and they showed them how to get their credit score up. Self-lending, all the little basic stuff, right? What can you say? Now I'll give you an example, and then I want you to disregard my example and give me a better example.
Okay.
I know you probably have an example as well. So what my son does is he says if someone come to him, he fixes their credit. He'll come up with Navy Federal and all these different things, self-lender, show them how to build their installment credit, their personal credit, so on and so forth. Go through the basics, right? And then after he fixed their credit, he showed them how to get a loan. And he has this relationship with these loan companies where they are able to get these people loans after he built their credit up. Now, what they was doing was they was taking the money that they was getting from these loan agencies and they was flipping it in property and real estate. And then instead of selling real estate on the market, what they would do is they would go to their brothers, their aunties, their cousins, and then they would send them to my son, and my son would in turn fix their credit, and then they would sell the people, their relatives, the housing or the property. And they did pretty well for themselves. Is that a good model, or can you give me a better model how to use credit?
That's an amazing model, because we have to be inclusive of our own. We got to take care of our own. And when we figure out a way how to make things work, like you have a moral obligation to teach people, right? Proverbs 11:26. He that hoardeth the grain, a curse shall be upon him, but a blessing shall be upon the head
So we're gonna be
that
blessed
selleth.
for all this stuff we said.
My
today.
point. So don't just keep the information. And the Bible didn't say give it away for free either. It said a blessing shall be upon the head that selleth
You
the
two's
grain.
gonna pay for it.
Right? So my point is, selling it don't mean it has to be monetary, right? Your time is your most precious commodity. So someone tuning in right now, they're conceiving and receiving this information.
Now this guy, I just want to horn on that a little bit, right? This guy here paid like 10,000 for these houses. He put maybe 15,000,
Mm-hmm.
and then he sold them for a handsome, return.
Yes, being a
And
capitalist.
he was able to pay the people out like that. Then he went and got another loan.
Leveraging credit, leveraging the bank.
So, what I want to say to the brothers in the streets, and I don't want to use the word, the D word, but for the D boys, we ain't gonna actually use the word. They go and they meet guys out there that's hustling, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they meet these guys hustling, the first thing they do is they say, man, I can move an O, I can move 2 O's, I can move a half, I can move a quarter,
Mm-hmm.
I can move a K, a key. I can move all of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these guys give them credit. And they say, here, I'm going to front you this. I try to tell brothers, the reason why Europeans, or our European counterparts, our brothers, in the European community, our white brothers, the reason why they're so successful, they have all these successful businesses in these homes, because they do the same thing that the brother in the street, they got the work, the weight. They're fronting the money. And what this guy did, instead of selling drugs, or I said I'm gonna say the word, make sure you edit it out, instead of doing the hustling, right? What he did was he came to us, we fixed his credit, my son fixed his credit, and he was able to take these houses and flip them and sell them to the people that he know, and he brought them, he paid the little $1,000 to my son to fix all their credit and got their credit up, and then he sold all the property. It was like ingenious,
That's how it's supposed to work. And like,
so it's better than selling.
It's free enterprise,
Right.
But it's the same thing. So for people that got dirty money right now, there's many ways you can clean dirty money, right? Go open up some LLCs. Like you got 100 banks, 200 banks. Like go open up some LLCs. Open up 10 LLCs, fund each one 20 bands each. You just really put $200,000 away, right? Make it now, so these are legitimate companies. They can be whatever you want them to be, a consulting company, laundromat. Like there's different things, pizza, there's different things you can do. Now we're in the era of content. Make one a media company, right? And now you can invoice, the companies can invoice each other for different services. And now you just wash the money. And then now use that money, go put it into properties, real estate, assets. Go get some short-term rentals. Go do stuff that does not jeopardize you and your freedom. And then you're away, then you leave somebody else to take care of your family.
That's interesting. So when you think about investments, right? I'm just going to kind of equate the personal credit and the business credit to investment. So when a person go and they get a loan, or they get money from a company, like if I had a business, right, and I borrowed $1 million, my business immediately get a 10x. It goes to the value of 10 million. That's how they evaluate companies, by 10x. The 10 times the value of the company. So you have some companies that's worth $10 million because it was $1 million invested into their company. So on the credit side, say for example, if you go get a loan from the bank and you take that money that you was just talking about and you put it in your company, do that 10x still, can they make that evaluation based on that money because it was generated,
Well, as it pertains to the evaluation, that I'm not sure of. So I'm gonna have to get back to you on that. If y'all want a part 2, y'all need to come in part 2. I'll be able to give you that answer.
Yeah.
But what I do know on the personal side, you can do what we call credit card stacking. And credit card stacking now is when you're able to run a certain sequence and you can get approved simultaneously for a certain line of credit. See, credit has different parts to it. The part of credit that I mastered is the consumer law part. So I'm an expert in getting stuff deleted because that's what I focus on. I focus on getting anything deleted using consumer law and being able to now show you how to build your profile back so you can go get funded.
Now let me tell people how I met you. I met you at the Ugly Money Trigger 11. And you have a very interesting perspective when it comes to females. So when you was talking to the young ladies, you said that no man of value would be interested in a woman who's not willing to create generational wealth and not willing to have kids and does not understand a certain level of perspective. Can you break that down, to my audience right quick?
All right. So I'm not gonna say every man because some people they like what they like, right? But most men, most high value men, most men that have worked, bootstrap their businesses, their companies, build an empire. We're not looking to give that empire to the government. We're not. Because when your eyes closed and you have no heirs or no siblings or anything like that to pass on the wealth to, the government gets. So you worked all your life, all those sacrifices to go and settle with a female that wants to give you no kids. Your genes are not being passed on. No, bro, no. Mm-mm. I ain't worked this hard to give the government. I did not. I did not. My shit's not going to probate. It's not. This is for the next 5-6 generations of the Levante.
Yeah.
The poverty line starts here. See, I didn't grow up in a rich family, but best believe a rich and wealthy family is coming from me.
Right.
Why should my kids that didn't ask to be here, all because I wanted to have the best 5 seconds of my life, right? And I decided that I'm going to not pull out and I'm going to shoot all the club up. Then I finally hit. Then they start developing. I brought them here. So why should I be okay with a mediocre life when I have the ability to change that whole lineage?
Well, let me ask you another credit-related question. So, having all that knowledge and wisdom on credit, what was the highest purchase? And when was something that you went? Did you ever go get a car with no credit down? You ever go get some jewelry or some clothes?
I've gotten a few cars.
Yeah. So, how did that work?
So it moved from me needing a co-signer to getting like 3 cars, no money out of pocket, no down payment, no nothing.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Was it Capital One?
Huh?
Capital One gave you the car loan?
One of the car that I have.
Because that happened to me too. So I think I was pretty high, and they gave me. I think it's like what they call it when they give you
pre-approval.
Yeah, pre-approval. They gave me a pre-approval for like 100 and something thousand, and I believe. It's my first time. So what I did, I tried it. So I got a car for about $70,000, and they put all kind of taxes on me. And I went back, and they said you've been pre-approved again for some $70,000.
Let me give you a little secret now. Those fees.
I just want to say I was mad because I didn't do the whole 20.
Those fees that they gave you, you see, those fees should have been covered in your finance charge. You should have never have paid those fees because your finance charge, 15 U.S.C. 1605, that describe what the finance charge is the sum of all charges, which also includes all fees that the dealership has. So you should have never paid that out of pocket. And it depends now on the statute of limitation. How long ago was that?
Long time ago.
Right? So now it's about the things that you don't know, and the people that do know will always use it against you because they know people don't know.
What's the statute again?
It's called the finance charge, 15 U.S.C. 1605, 1605. It talks about the finance charge and what's included. Gap insurance is also included. You should, like, people don't know that When you buy a car and you finance a car, as long as there's a finance charge, you're supposed to get gap insurance. But if you don't ask for it, they're not going to give it to you. They'll sell it to you, but that's a part of the deal.
So that's illegal to sell it to you.
Huh? Yeah, if there's a finance charge, it's already covered in your finance charge.
Whoa. A lot of people going to get some game from this. That's deep. That's deep. That's deep.
So it's about awareness. Dude, in New York, remember I told you I got my first car? All right.
Your cousin vouched for you?
Yeah, Kevin, right? My friend Kevin vouched for me, become a co-signer. They charged me 18.9% interest rate. New York State usury law caps any interest rate at 16%. What they did was criminal. I didn't know. The maximum interest you can charge in New York is 16%.
So a lot of times people be committing crimes you don't even know.
And they don't even know. And these corporations know it. Well, because they know 99% of the population don't even know what state usury law is. They don't care. And the one or two persons that know, they have more than enough money to pay them from everybody else that they just robbed.
My brother, this been a treat, man. I've learned so much in the last hour and so, man. But before we go, man, we want you to tell the people they can find you and where they can purchase, your events and your parties and your websites, whatever you have for sale or wherever you want to.
Absolutely. So for those of you who want to find me on social media, holler at your boy, Daraine Delevante, as you guys can see, DARAINE DELEVANTE, all social media platform, Instagram Daraine Delevante, Facebook Daraine Delevante, YouTube Daraine Delevante. And if you're watching this episode, do not forget to subscribe. Social currency goes a far way. It helps out the channel and it brings it to a lot more people like you who want to learn, get educated on business, financial literacy, and who's gonna be the pimp. Because if you're not the one being the pimp, somebody's pimping you. All right? So I'm just saying, you can find me on, you can find me on social media, Daraine Delevante. I have the #1 credit repair software right now on the market that teaches you how to repair, rebuild, restore your own credit for $1. Yes, you heard me. For $1, you can start your 14-day trial. Go fix your credit. All you need to do is text the word AI to 917-993-5238. That's AI. Text the word AI to 917-993-5238. 42 million Americans have late payments within the last 6 months. If you suffer from late payment, all you got to do is text me the word late payment. Text the word late payment to 917-993-5238. This late payment deletion guide has gotten late payments deleted in as fast as 1 hour and 30 minutes. I'm not saying you'll get the same results, but these are what the results that my students and other people have been getting. So potentially you could get the same result. And for those of you that want to learn this credit game, I wrote an ebook. It's called the FICO ebook, how I went from a 504 credit score to an 806 credit score in 6 months. All you got to do is text the word FICO, FICO, to 917-993-5238. You got everything right now. So if you missed the number, all you got to do is just go watch, just bring the thing back a little bit more on the episode and you can get the number. All right. So don't forget AI for the software to go fix your credit. Late payment if you're one of those 42 million that got late payment. And if you want to learn this credit game, you get the FICO ebook. All you got to do is text AI, late payment, or FICO to 917-993-5238. That's what I got, Pim.
Hey, my man Daraine. Hey, man. Hey, this been explosive. Hey, man, see, these are the type of episodes that I like. Sometimes, you like certain episodes. This is my favorite episode. We talking about money. We talking about financial literacy. We talking about generational wealth. We talking about credit. Up. What they call it. The young people say leveling up. So this is a level up conversation. So thank you for watching View from the Game. Make sure you like, subscribe, or follow, and make sure you share as well. because that's how we get our channel up through likes. So if you're watching this, if you just like anything that you heard, just push like, and that'll help us build the channel. And subscribe as well, and hit that notification bell so we can notify you. And as always, hit the super chat. And if you want to leave a donation, you can hit me at 404-790-9627. That's my Cash App. And put up under there, you know, for a view from the game so I can pay my taxes. You know what I'm saying? And we just talking about Uncle Sam pimping, right?
Yeah, somebody's going to get pimped.
Uncle Sam want to break us. He want to break us every April 15th. Break yourself. So, hey, man, y'all been watching View from the Game. And like I said, always go get my book, the 48 Laws of Game. Go get my book, The 48 Laws of Game, Pimpology. Also, my book, The Art of Human Chess. You can get them at audible.com. Type my name, Pimpin' Ken. Also, you can get my book on Amazon.com or any platform where books are sold. And also, every Monday, ladies and gentlemen, we at the Ice Bar, 5456 Fairfield Road. Thank you for listening. Hey, man, shout out to my man.
Let's go. He's
one of the greatest, bro. I've learned a lot today.
Appreciate you, bro. Pimpin'.
Hey, pimpin'. Here we go on the Beehive Show.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sign first. And that's the jacket. He's officially signed the HHL.
Okay, then.
We just need your John Hancock, young man.
Come on with it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, live on the Beehive Show. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hey man, welcome to the team, man. So
Mike, when it comes to the streaming side of stuff and going viral, man, I mean, break that down to me. How does one go from the ground all the way up?
Yeah, man. I can't really explain that. I gotta get out on the guide or something.
I'm with you.
Honestly, because when I do stuff like that, I be like, how do I do it again? I don't know. I ain't do it. And like I said, be the women that they love me so much. So when we made this Bounce When She Walks song months ago, bro.
Yeah.
And they took it all over TikTok doing the challenge, all in other countries, Africa, China, billion streams. I don't know how, bro.
Yeah.
I was at the house and my drawers recording that. I didn't put up nothing. Like I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
Like people just love it. Like some people say I put voodoo in that music.
most of y'all don't know him once he introduced himself. He got over a billion streams. I'm never gonna introduce himself. But
I go by the name of Mike Fresh. You ain't never heard me. You may have heard me on that song, Throw That Ass in the Circle. And if you ain't heard that, you may have heard me on that song, 8 Bounce When She Walks. Y'all know Mike G?
Oh yeah, we did some business Mike did.
Yeah, so y'all know he be doing some of Boosie shows and stuff.
Yeah.
So he brought a Boosie show to Oklahoma, and he had me open up. So he was bringing me to the back room, like, man, he just gave me the back end. He like, man, I'm finna, you got some wings back here, man, come chill. So he bring me to the back room, me and my partners go, we come bombard in the room, Boosie and all his partners in the room. The way we walked in was all wrong, like,
Yeah, like, oh, he gets these wings.
and they were looking at us like, man, who these dudes? What's going on? They like, well, y'all must want a picture or something. That's what somebody said. I said, you know what I sure do? I posed and I got on the pocket was. So I told Jesus, like, bro, you tripping. Don't never, ever do that, ever. I done rolled the Cole BG and the Dodge Magnum before. Shit, BG was at the crib in the living room before. Shit, I was at the Bling Bling video shoot, the Baller Block and movie set. We was at the mall one time. They had like 100 girls on the tour bus. I was lit. I had to go on there to go pee. And I just went on there and stayed on there. I was sitting on there talking to the girls and stuff. Like an hour later, my mama and BG and them come get me off the bus.
Mr. The man himself, Mike Fresh, performing live HHF Networking Mondays at Ice Bar, 5456 Fayetteville Road, Atlanta, Georgia. It's free to get in, free to perform, free to park. HHF.
I get my style from a lot of niggas from like just growing up, seeing a lot of niggas and like, damn, he just fly them up with suited and booted and shit. As I grew older, I'm like, man, I gotta make sure my shit together, you know what I'm saying? Make sure I'm popping, you know what I mean? We was driving to Chicago, it was me and my pops. Well, first, he picked me up, we slide. He like, man, we finna go to Chicago, don't tell your brother, don't tell nobody. I'm like, what the pops got going on? What's up, this league? So we go to Chicago, we in the, I think we was in the S500. And we get there, it's a white blonde
white lady, and she switched out the car. She pull up, we pull up. She give us the keys to a Mercedes, a black Mercedes, and we switch out the car and get back on the road. I'm like, okay, some crazy going on, Pop.
I got a new project coming out. I'm still pushing brick by brick. It's going crazy right now.
Love you lied to me. Said you'd always be around. Love you died in me. Left my chest vacant, no style. You ripped out my heart. You tear me apart. Your sticks and your stones are breaking my bones. But it's sickening to say you won't leave me alone.